Hey there, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing my 2024 reading goals. This year I came up with 5 reading goals to challenge me along my reading journey in 2024. This year I want to create and finish a reading challenge. Now there are tons of different formats for this. Some people pick prompts out of a fishbowl, others create a bingo card. After searching around a bit online, I think what I'm going to do is to read around the world in 2024. So what that means is basically I would like to read 6 books this year that take place on the 6 out of 7 different continents. So I have this fun little map that I'm going to color in with each title from each of the continents as I go. And hopefully by the end of 2024, I will have read around the world. I chose this specific format because I know the fishbowl is kind of overdone, overused, and frankly, I don't really want the fishbowl taking up space in my home. And then another friend of mine does the bingo card format, so I don't want to make it seem like I'm copying her. So I think that this one is super unique to me and my interests. I do love to travel, so when I tell people I'm reading around the world, they'll definitely think that it fits me and my personality. My next reading goal for 2024 is going to be to utilize more audiobooks. I want to be an audiobook girly so badly, but I just find it really hard to sit and find an activity that I can do while also listening to an audiobook. I don't feel like I have many hobbies that only need half my attention so that I can divert half my attention to the audiobook. I feel like it's kind of all or nothing. The only thing that I really do that I know I can listen to an audiobook during is cleaning, and I definitely don't want to spend most of 2024 finding things to clean in my home when I don't have to. What I did try out last year when I was reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is having my physical copy and an audiobook handy at all times. So in the morning, let's say I know I finished chapter 5 last night in bed. While I was getting ready that morning, I could whip up chapter 6 and listen to that while I got ready. And then maybe during the day at work, there'd be some slow time so I could read chapter 7 physically. And kind of switching back and forth switches the format up for me a bit and kind of molds it to my lifestyle and what I have going on at the time. I'm hoping that this helps me read more books this year, considering I am going to read more books than ever this year, hopefully anyway. So I'm hoping that this helps me finish books quicker. My third reading goal for 2024 is to read through my current want to read list on Goodreads. Right now there's about 12 books on there that have been on there either just a few weeks or just a few years. So quite a big range of stuff that I want to read allegedly. I really want to clear off my want to read list on Goodreads, and for whatever reason, I have a really hard time eliminating books from that list that I haven't read. So this year I'm really dedicating time to looking through my want to read list and trying to clear that out. I'd like it to be a place that I really only put books that I truly want to read or that are on my next to read list, instead of books that I'm like, that sounds interesting, maybe I'll get to it eventually, just toss it on the want to read list. I'm really trying to get away with that and make it a place, kind of more of a curated place. Now, my fourth reading goal this year is to read all the books on my bookshelf. So the books that I haven't read on my shelf kind of range in genre. I have 1 mystery thriller. I have 3 nonfiction books, Bullshit Jobs, Not a Crime to Be Poor, and Stealing the Show. I have 1 sci-fi book, and I have 2 what I would consider classic literature. At one point in my life or another, I decided that I wanted to spend money and buy these books and have them in my home. So I want to make sure that these are books that I have actually read and enjoyed. I've really been trying to eliminate clutter and things that don't bring me joy in my home. I'm seriously considering every time I try to buy something about whether or not I'm going to use it, whether it's a good purchase or not, and I figure it's time to apply that to books. Last year, I only bought 2 books, so I'm really trying not to buy books anymore and utilize my library and Libby. So I want to read at least these 7 titles next year. They're pretty short, so I think this should be pretty attainable for me. And then lastly, I want to read a total of 45 books this year. This is more books than I have read ever in a year. In 2022, I think I read 41 books, and last year in 2023, I read exactly 40. So jumping to 45 is definitely going to be a challenge for me. I have never met my reading goal challenge early to where I feel like I could have gotten to 45 books. Instead, what I think happens is I read a book that I don't really like or enjoy, and it puts me into a bit of a reading slump. So basically, for 2 weeks, I'm not reading anything. I'm just kind of messing around, figuring out what my next book is, not really thinking about reading as a priority. I think it's those reading slumps that are really hindering my progress in reading more than 40 books this year. I'm hoping that a combination of the audiobooks and the reading challenge will help me find new books, but also help me find good books that make me want to read more. This is definitely the goal I'm most nervous that I won't be able to meet, but I think a couple of my other goals will help this one along. For example, I've got 7 books here that I know I'm going to read these by the end of the year. That only leaves 38 books left that I need to find elsewhere. For them, I want to read books. That's 12 books. Knock those off. So I'm hoping that a couple of my reading goals will support this. Also hoping that the audiobooks will help me read books faster and maybe try to keep me out of that reading slump. So those are my 2024 reading goals for this year. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you are looking forward to reading in 2024, and I'll see you next time.